Alright, so it took me a couple tries today, but I think we got it rolling now. I'm still new to the streaming thing, so it's going to take me a little bit just to get everything set up perfectly. But let me do a quick test chat here to make sure everything looks good. While I got that loaded, and tell you about what we got going on. So my first attempt at this, I was explaining that we're going to leave the fender on the car today. I did remove this piece right here, and I'm about to remove the side skirt. So yep, looks like our test chat worked just fine. So we'll go ahead and remove the side skirt. As more people funnel in, I'll start to explain exactly what we're going to be doing today with our composite layout. So I'll move the camera over to the side skirt. Sorry about those IT issues here. All right. Yep. Yeah, we're all set. I'm still trying to get your name pronounced correctly. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being #1 fan. Jeez. So yeah, let me grab my I got my Allen wrenches right here. I'm gonna take the side skirt off, just like I took this piece off right here. Reason being is when I'm doing the carbon layup, this side skirt just kind of gets in the way. So we're leaving the fender on the car. I don't want to have to like shove tape in there or anything. So you take this off. It's only 3 screws, so it's not really a big deal. Of course. Oh, there we go. Let's say, are we missing the one Allen wrench that I need? I think it is one size bigger than this. Got the camera pointed over here. Good. Heyo. Ethan's back. I'm gonna ink. That's what we're doing today. Ethan, check this out. So, not to spoil anything, but here is what we came up with yesterday. Or not yesterday, Friday during our last stream. Thursday during our last stream. Sorry, we are Monday through Thursday at 5 o'clock. So this is what we came up with. Now you might be wondering what's up with this texture. You know, we got it smoothed out a little bit. But what happened is when we did that second layup with the woven fiberglass over top the chop strand fiberglass, it actually didn't impregnate very well at all. So we laid this stuff over top of the chop strand, right? And you know, it seemed to adhere very well. It took us a while to work the bubbles out of it. But after I let it cure, the next day I came back and I was able to pull the woven fiberglass right off of it. It might have something to do with me just using the cheap Bondo brand polyurethane resin. But I won't use that again, and I won't be using this type of mat again. We've got some new materials today that are a lot nicer. But here is our first prototype. It's ugly, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's our first try. So the next kit should be nicer. And you know, we had the black pigment, it looks all right, but when I put it over the black fender here, you can't really tell like where it starts, where it ends. It doesn't really look the best on camera. Today, I got all these pigments. So you can dye your epoxy whatever color you want. These are super concentrated and they're opaque. So as long as I put enough in there, I shouldn't be able to see through the part. So this stuff is made by Techspert or Teekspert. I don't know, I got it off Amazon, some cheap stuff. But I did notice some other cool stuff, so I highly recommend, if you're trying to get into this and you're in Minnesota or wherever you are, try to find a local composite shop, talk to the owner, talk to the guys that run it. I went to a place today called Express Composites. It was a family-owned business right in Minneapolis, and it was awesome. There was an old guy there, and you love to see that. He was a business owner. I talked to him. He's worked with a lot of guys kind of in similar situations as me. A lot of dudes like making race car parts, a lot of boat stuff. They do a lot of like bulk online orders, and he taught me so much valuable information today. Stuff that you're not really going to find unless you tiz them out on like 300 hours of YouTube. He gave it quick and dirty. He let me know what I need, kind of why I need it, what's the best part and everything. Just he did a fantastic job. So I took that knowledge and we're going to be passing it on to you guys. All right. No, I don't want to. This brand in a reel, and now I'm here. Oh, cool. Well, welcome, B. Martinez. Today we're making some custom body kits. So I was just explaining to people, here was our first prototype fender, our first plug. It went okay. We had some faults. The second layer of resin and fiberglass, woven fiberglass, didn't stick very well. So we're done using that brand of resin, and we're done using that type of fiberglass. We got new materials we're working with today. We got new pigments we're working with today. so our part can be a different color. And we're using a couple different techniques when we lay up the part. Our second generation plug, our second prototype plug should be a lot better than the first. I removed this piece of plastic right here. This guy kind of looks like a little wiener, and I'm about to remove this side skirt. I just wanted to do a quick introduction for the new guys in the chat here. So let me remove this side skirt, and then I'll do a little more reading and catch up with you guys. This is just 3 screws, so it shouldn't take long at all. That's one thing I'd like to make too in the future is side skirts. They're pretty sweet. I love these. These are aluminum. These are, in my opinion, the best race car or race spec side skirts you can get for your Civic, made by PCI. They're not the prettiest side skirts in the world, that's for sure. They're very simple. They come in different lengths. I'm sure they were very easy to make, just bent sheet metal. They come in different lengths. I think these are the 4-inch side skirts. I believe they have a 3-inch, maybe a 2-inch. I think they got a 5 and a 6-inch too. Just depending on how you like it. Look how dirty it was under there. Sheesh. Good to see there's no rust though. Alright. So with the side skirt off, now we got better access to this edge right here. We can just let the fiberglass wet lay hang over there. We don't have to worry about it bridging with the side skirt. So yeah, here's the 2 mounting bolts for the fender. I think there's 1 on the inside here, 1 there, 4 along the top, and 1 in the front. I was explaining earlier, it might have been in my previous attempts at a stream. The reason I'm keeping the fender mounted on the car is because the sheet metal on these Civics, it's actually thinner than the flare welded on. It's very flimsy. Yeah, they don't use the thickest steel on these cars. If I took the flare, or if I took the fender off the car, it might not sit exactly how it's supposed to sit on the car because of kind of the play in the fender. So I want to make sure it's on the car so it's the exact perfect shape for when I do the wet layup, because that's going to basically translate into our final product. I want the shape to be perfect, how the fender sits on the car when you have nice even body lines. So our body lines look good here, and they look good along the top. And when I add the headlight on there, it looked pretty dang good as well. So just want to make sure that's all secure. Now when it comes to the final part, it'll probably be just a couple of layers of well, I would like to give this part in, I would like to sell this part as maybe a fiberglass option and a carbon fiber option. So yeah, it's only going to be a couple layers. The final part, I probably do want a little bit of flex just to make up for any possible slight difference in customer's fender shape. So these are overfenders. Our first part is going to be overfenders for the front of a 96 to 98 on a Civic hatchback, coupe, or sedan. It should fit them all. All right, let's do some reading. How many layers do you use for fiberglass? Easier to leave the panel on the car or take it off the mold? Yeah, so today it's going to be easier to leave it, or I'd say it would be easier to take the panel off the car and then do the mold, but for fitment reasons, we're going to lay it while it's on the car just to make sure the panel's in the right spot, because it does flex. All right, how many layers of fiberglass? So today we're going to do 2 layers. One of them will be chopped strand, and the next layer will be woven. I think I have in my receipt here the exact weights. Okay, so the chopped strand is 3/4 ounce per square foot, and the woven, the twill weave, which is a little more higher end, it basically looks like carbon fiber. You know, carbon fiber, when you buy it in a roll, it's got that 2x2 weave. That's how our fiberglass looks. So it's going to be very, very, very similar to carbon fiber. Probably just a tiny bit heavier, but it will lay the same, which will be good practice for when we finally move to using carbon fiber. I spent about $375 today at the composite store. I got I bought some filler, some basically very high-end Bondo filler, very easy to sand. I bought some new resin. We're not going to be using the Bondo brand resin anymore. We're using vinyl ester resin. We'll talk more about this later. Resin for marine tooling and repair. It's basically like a mix between polyester resin and epoxy. It's kind of like a halfway in between. So it's not as picky as epoxy, and it's not as smelly as vinyl or as polyester resin. I got soft modeling clay. I won't be using that today. PVA, which is a release agent. You spray this on your part and make sure no resin will ever stick to it. It works really good after you use a wax. That's another thing. I could possibly wax and then PVA this panel instead of covering it in the tape. We might try that today. I might just tape a couple spots, and the rest I might just wax it. Who knows? Oh yeah, I got a new roller. These are super important for getting the bubbles out. What else? And then yeah, I got our fiberglass. So some good stuff. Much higher quality than what I was starting out with. So let's do this here. I'll clean this up a little bit just so we don't get any dirt. I get some super clean. We don't need to get any dirt in our resin. Not the end of the world. Like I said, this is just we're still in the prototype phase, getting ourselves a really nice shape. Another thing I'm going to do today is underneath this flare, there's a gap right here between the body and the flare, so there is an opening. I'd like to close that opening. I feel like that would make it a lot easier to pull a mold off this thing. And it would help protect from rocks a little bit. I remember, yeah, that is one thing about wide bodying your car. One thing you gotta get ready for is it's gonna want to sling rocks. So that's why instead of ending my fender flare here, I ended my fender flare all the way down here, just to help protect from that many more rocks coming and hitting the side of my car. All right. Hopefully everything's still working right in the chat here. Yeah, I'm still debating whether I want to do tape today or if I want to do the wax, or maybe a mixture of both. I'll probably just do the tape just to be safe. We know it works. It worked just fine last time. Yesterday, or I keep saying yesterday, in the last stream, we did, let's see, what did we do? Yeah, in the last stream we did a combination. In some spots we used the red tape, and then I tried to make borders with the blue tape, but it ended up just kind of being a headache. The red tape is the way to go. This is tuck tape, and it's mainly used for like taping your insulation to like your wooden beams and stuff in your house, but it works really good as a resin tape or a resin release agent. So I think we're going to use it again today. So a technique I talked about in the last video is called killing the tape, which is basically where you just kind of put it on your shirt or put it on some pants, get a little lint on it, and that keeps it from being way too sticky. It doesn't have to be crazy sticky. Let's see here. I gotta grab my scissors. There. Let me do another test chat here, just make sure everything's looking good. If you guys can hear me say something, just so I know everything's working all right there on the chat side of things. Make sure YouTube's not messing anything up on their end. Make sure I'm not messing anything up on my end. Sounds good, looks good. All right, sweet. Thank you, guys. So, wearing your fiber... I'm not wearing my fiberglass. Oh, that's right. I do have my fiber... I do have a fiberglass suit for today. I will be putting that on later. When I bust out the chop strand, I did pick up a... I did pick something up, so I will be slapping that on. So I'll have full PPE. We'll have safety glasses, a respirator, and a full body, basically kind of like a paint suit. So I will be putting that on today because the woven stuff's not that bad, but that chop strand, when you cut it, you can't see it, but so many strands fly everywhere and they get all over your clothes. Like, I've got strands all over the hood of the car, and we worked nowhere near the hood of the car. We were cutting stuff down here. Somehow, it floats all the way up here. Crazy. And yeah, do not touch your eyes after messing with this stuff. So you gotta be very, very careful. So luckily, I was only kind of itchy for like one day, one night. It wasn't too bad. Carbon fiber. Today, it's almost. Today we're using a 2x2 woven fiberglass. But as far as carbon, I should have an example here. Give me 1 second. I got something to grab for you. Here we go. Here's some carbon fiber. So this, I use this on the NSX. I would make a kit with this for the Civic, maybe for like a really special boy or something, because this stuff is pretty nice. Look at this. So this is a wet layup. I laid it over a 3D printed part, so you can see it's got kind of little scan lines or little print lines on it. At least you can hear them. But yeah, this is sweet. It's black, but in the right light, it turns red. It's got a little reflective weave in there, and it's just a really cool product. So this is just one layer of 2x2, and it's very flexible, but it's also extremely strong. We're gonna be using something similar to this, just the fiberglass version today. I'm learning so much, and I learned so much today when I visited that dude from Express Composites. So, like I said, I'll be kind of going over that today with you guys. That's sick. I need some carbon fiber. Yeah, so I purchased mine before I started getting it from a local source. I got mine from Composite Envisions, so check them out. They're really nice. Composite Envisions. So, like I said, it took me a couple times to get the stream up and running again today. So there's some things I said that I might end up accidentally repeating. But one of the things I was talking about is just from making like a couple short form videos. I just made 2 videos. I'm both kind of talking about how I'm kind of changing my career and focusing on making custom body kits, and talking about how that's kind of something I want to see come back in 2025. Obviously, it was really big during the Fast and Furious era. Not so big anymore. It's still around in other countries. I'm sure it's a lot bigger in Japan. It's pretty big in like Thailand right now, of all places. Maybe it's like their car scene's there. Maybe they're just like 10 years behind us or something. I don't know. That's usually how these trends go. Usually they kind of get copied from country to country. It's just like fashion. It just kind of comes in cycles. And trust me, I know everything there is to know about fashion. Obviously. Yeah, and I was talking to the dude next door. He specializes in composites as well, but his thing is prosthetics. So he's making custom prosthetics for people, and he gets paid from insurance companies, which is a pretty sweet gig. We're just a couple of entrepreneurs getting stinky in the garage with our stinky ass resins. A love-hate relationship with fiberglass. It's messy, it's stinky, and it gives you a lot of slivers, and it makes you itchy. But holy shit, could you make some cool stuff with it, you know? It's an incredible material. Very, very cool material. I could smell the fiberglass from here. Grey Duck Customs. What up, man? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I just talked to you the other day. Yeah. I think we're friends on Instagram now, aren't we? Josh. Yes. Josh. I talked to the guy at at Express Composites today. He knew about you. I saw the picture of your Honda Roadster inside the place. It was really cool. He recommended some really awesome products for me today. So, Josh, we got to talk to each other one of these days. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, that would be cool if we could collab on something in the future. Maybe share with the boys what you're kind of up to. I think you said you do composites for work too. I'm interested if you do them like full time. If you do anything else, or what you do in the composite world. I just briefly looked over your Instagram page. I didn't really stalk you or anything yet. So yeah, share what you do. I'm very interested. And do you think what I'm doing is dumb? You think this is even a good idea to pursue this? I'm having fun, that's for sure. So he's gonna fiberglass over the fender to make a mold. All right, yeah. So this is what I'm basically making a plug. So the first part I'm making is basically a wide over fender, like you see for a lot of drift cars. So I'm gonna be making the product. So this was my first attempt, weak. The second one will be a lot stronger, a little bit thicker. And then from this part here, from the prototype or the plug, this is what we're gonna make a mold off of. So once we get this, basically one of these, but really strong and really good looking and finished exactly how we wanted, exactly what I want the end product to look like, then we will cast a mold off of this. So this will be the plug, and basically we'll build the flange around it, make sure it's nice and smooth, wax it up, put a layer of PVA over it, and then do the gel coat, and then some heavy woven fiberglass and make a really strong, solid, glossy mold. And then we're going to try to pull a couple off. But first things first, we got to have a working prototype that I could take off this car, make it look really nice, and then go visit a couple more EK Civics and do some test fitting. If it passes the test fitting, we're going to go ahead and make a mold or a negative to lay this in. And then if that works out, then we can make a 180 of that mold, maybe using a 3D scanner or other tech like that. And then we got both sides. Then finally we have our first product. So that's kind of my plan. So today we're still in the prototype phase. I've got my version, my steel version. I love it. And now I got to make your guys' version. What I do recommend, if you've got a lot of time on your hands and access to a lot of materials, and you're good with body work and blending panels and painting and priming and all that stuff, I do recommend steel flares. And maybe one day, well, yeah, even already, if you do have a Civic and you're trying to go wide and you don't want to deal with the fiberglass, hit me up, man. I'll work on your Civic. I'll work on whatever you need me to work on, baby girl. It's my job. It's my job. 84 hours a motherfucking day. I'm on my job. We don't take lunch breaks around here. Make sure I get a nice clean edge on this guy. Last time it was a little hard for me to find that curved edge. Want to make sure that translates just fine over to our new part. I see, giving us the sloppy seconds. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tim at Express is dangerous. Leave your credit card at home. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Tim was his name. Old man Tim. I shook his hand. He was very nice. Yeah, he's super. I spent $370 today, and that's like just getting started. I see, giving us sloppy seconds. Yep, I'm giving you guys the sloppy seconds. If you don't want sloppy seconds, you can get yourself a welder, buy yourself some steel flares, or make your own. I'd recommend just buying them pre-made. You can get them. Lemon Hill Avenue sells them on eBay. Like these ones in the front were handmade, so they're gonna run you like around 200. But the ones in the rear, shit, those are like 75 bucks. So it's almost not. It's almost worth it just to buy it from him. But my buddy Dane, who he's really good at selling European cars and working on European cars, and he runs like a European car dealership. But lately he has also opened up his own shop. He is you may have heard of him. He's a little smaller still, just like me. He is the Autobahn Authority. He is working on his metalworking skills, so he's going to be making some really cool panels. He's got an English wheel at his shop, a couple other really cool machines. So one day I'd like to get really good at metal shaping too. I get a lot of those videos online, and I'm so jealous. I wish I had those skills. Maybe I will one day. I just got to acquire the tools and practice. So, like with this composite thing, obviously. I still have to make a living, so during the day I'm still working on customer cars. But I figured if this is kind of the direction I want to go, it definitely doesn't hurt to just spend 1 hour of Monday through Thursday just focusing on composites and really trying to dial in this process. I don't think it hurts at all. Yeah, I spent like 370 bucks at Express Composites today. Well, you better believe I put it on the business card. It is a business purchase after all. All right. Oh, okay. Oop. The old guy is Jim. The younger guy is Tim. Jim is supposed to be retired. LOL. Love those guys. I worked there many years ago, so they're like family. Oh, cool. Yeah, Tim's the one I talked to. Oh, ADD Advanced. How'd you find your shop space? So jelly, bro. Yeah. This is actually, I'm being rented to from my old employer. So my old manager, not only did he manage the maintenance team over at Wilson Tool, CNC, or basically like maintenance technician department, he also is kind of the gatekeeper for some of the buildings that Wilson Tool rents out. So me being in good graces with him landed me this spot when he basically asked me like, hey, is there anything I could do to help you out after I quit? I left on really good terms. And I was like, well, you know, I could use some storage space or whatever. Or he actually suggested it, like, if you need any space or anything, let me know. And I'm like, well, fuck yeah, I could use some space. You know, I'm trying to take in some customer cars, so. That's how I acquired this. And I'm at $1,500 a month, everything included. But I don't have a bathroom. And there's no AC in the shop, but I might move next door in the summer. They do have AC over there. It's a little less square footage, but if I'm focusing on manufacturing instead of just getting a shit ton of cars in and out of the shop every day, then that might not be so bad. They actually have a bathroom over there, AC, so it might be a better setup for me. But yeah, I am extremely lucky and extremely fortunate to have this shop. It is a dream come true for me. Hard to come by a nice shop space. And I only have 120 here. There's no 220 or anything like that. I brought my own flooring, so this is my own flooring. Bought my own lift for it, so it's been. I did make a couple videos, like my first couple videos. I talked about some of the expenses of getting this all worked up. I got my own shop van, my Astro van. Thing's pretty sweet, runs pretty good for $2,500 bucks. Actually, that thing runs really good now. Yeah, now would be a good time to ask any questions you guys have while I'm laying this tape. It's kind of boring stuff. Once I start laying the fiberglass, I kind of have to lock in a little bit more, just because you have short working times. Once you mix up your batch of resin, that's kind of it. You got to get to work. But I'm real excited. I've got, so between blue, black, we're going to actually take that out of the equation today. Between blue, yellow, green, and red, what color do you guys want to see the second prototype be? Floor looks nice and spongy and good for my knees. Alright, so it's definitely not spongy, but it's definitely better than concrete, that's for damn sure. I bought it from a garage deck, or race deck components, but it's the garage deck model. Great deck. When I started doing carbon stuff, I was told you'll make thousands if you start with millions. Don't say that! You'll make thousands if you start with millions. That's why I'm kind of just doing it on the side alongside the automotive stuff. But I think, you know, if I come out with if I get a good product, hoping I can sell more, you know. Got to find out how I would price these as overfenders. They wouldn't be crazy expensive. Yeah, Tim at Composite Express, he was talking about me. I was like, he gives a lot of advice, like, oh, don't get your hopes up too much, which is a little concerning since he knows a lot about this. The materials are expensive, though, that's for sure. Materials are expensive. I'm sure I'll go through them pretty fast. Just to kind of like learn composites and get a handle at it. I mean, I'm going to be burning up like $500 materials just to kind of learn a skill here. But this is pretty exciting. In our last stream, we had 11 people tuned in at once, which is a new record for our shop streams. What are we at now? I wonder. No, Ethan, we're not doing black. We did black yesterday. All right, we did black on Thursday. Let's see here. I open up YouTube on my phone. I can see where we're at in our stream. Collecting cause. Alright, so we got 6 people in here. And old boss says it's not cheap to be cool. Yeah, it is not cheap to be cool. Friggin' steel, I've been hunting and I'm finding storage spaces which don't come across as professional at all, or gigantic spaces for small scale manufacturing. Yeah. I mean, the dream one day is to own a space, right? Have a house with a pole shed or something. First, I gotta make a shit ton of money selling these carbon parts, am I right, Great at Customs? Or Josh. I guess I can just call you Josh now since we're best friends. Alright, we're getting there. Bear with me, guys. I'm almost done laying this tape. It's painful, but I gotta do a good job. Gotta make sure everything's covered before we start slinging it. Slinging the resin. So yeah, this time will be a little bit different. Should be a little easier now that I took this piece off. It'll look a little better too, a little smoother. I'm very excited, and I'm definitely gonna hold on to that first piece that I made, because who knows, that might be something kind of hang up on the wall one day. Like, hey, this is where it all started, you know. I did actually make a really nice carbon piece for the NSX trunk. You guys saw if you've been tuning into the NSX book series, you might have seen where I made that panel for the trunk floor. Well, I actually ended up making a one-piece, fully carbon trunk basically a dish, a whole carbon trunk liner for the NSX. So cannot wait to show you guys that. But like I said, I need a couple more parts so I can keep busting out the NSX content. It's unfortunate, it really is. And it's not the best look to delay a project like that, you know, for anybody else that wants to get their stuff done. But I promise you, I've got a lot of time to put into that car right now, and there's a reason I'm spending it working on other people's cars. So that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, fiberglass dust is bad. Yeah, bad for sure. So fine. Yeah. You're lucky someone lets you do composites. 90% of shops I look at tell me no way the second I mention resins and sanding. Oh, really? Okay, resin is the most expensive. I've seen guys shape polyurethane foam and fiberglass. It would mold. Was cool. Yeah, I'm pretty good at shaping polyurethane foam. Resin is the most expensive part of composites. Start asking around and see if you can get sponsored. Share your channel and some of your best vids, and they'll probably just send you free supplies. Perfect. You're lucky someone lets you do composites. 90% of shops tell me no way the second I mention resins and sanding. Fiberglass dust is bad for sure. Yeah, dude, the guy next door, he does composites with his prosthetics, and yeah, he said he lost his sense of smell like 10 years ago. So yeah, he's like, yeah, I don't smell anything. Some people blame it on COVID, but for me it was resin. That's why I'm just going to knock out the perfect mold right here, and that'll be it. No more sanding for me. Just wet layups. No. I'm sure there's going to be one hell of a learning curve. I'm sure I got a long, long way to go. All right, we're getting there, though. I want to make sure that corner is very defined so it translates onto our part. Cut it a perfect spot. Pretty exciting stuff. All right, a couple more pieces of tape, then we can get to the fun stuff. But yeah, it's definitely nice having you guys in the chat to talk to, because then when I did the first stream, there was nothing. Should be good there. Got one more piece down here, and a couple more pieces over there, and we will be done. I don't like this part either. It's got to be done. Hopefully this is the last time we got to do it too. Where's my wife? She's probably pooping or something right now. We talk to ourselves because we need a good consultant. That's funny. One of my jokes I like to do ever since I've been self-employed is anytime someone asks me like, "Oh, are you going to be available for this or this or this?" I say, "Oh, let me ask my boss," and I turn around and say, "Oh yeah, he said okay." And my wife's she doesn't like that joke anymore because I tell it to everybody, but I love it. I love to do it, and it reminds me that, hey, this is why I'm doing it. So that's one of the best parts about being self-employed, is that feeling of being your own boss. So yeah, I'll keep doing that joke as long as I'm doing this. I'm never going back to a 9-to-5 job, by the way. This is it for me. So I either figure it out or I die. I think I'm gonna figure it out. Things are going pretty damn good so far. And I got a honeymoon coming up. I'm going to Sedona, Arizona. So if anyone's out there who wants to meet their favorite YouTuber in the whole world, let me know. I'll be kind of free balling over there. We got our flight scheduled. We have our plane ticket scheduled, and we got our hotel scheduled. And that's about it. The rest we're going to figure out when we get down there, which is my favorite way to do a vacation. And it should be a little warmer. I'm sick of the temperature being in the negatives around here. It really sucks. Alright. That's a good joke, to be fair. LOL. What kind of tape is that? Doesn't matter if it is... Oh, if it overlaps. It doesn't matter if it overlaps. However, you will get... Ow! So whatever surface I end up with will translate onto the inside of the part. So you can see all the little lines? That's kind of hard to tell. You can see... Oh yeah, see those lines there? And those little divots? So those divots are the bubbles in the tape, and those lines are where the tape overlapped or where there's an edge of the tape. This is the inside of the fender, so I don't really mind, and this is a prototype, so I don't mind anyway. When we pull the prototype off the car, there's going to be a ton of sanding to do and little finishing things just so I get a really nice looking product. I might even change up some dimensions. This corner might be rounded out. And then, of course, when you throw a bumper on the car, I'm going to need that part too. That part. I guess I'm not looking at the... I can put that there. Yeah, but this is tuck tape. I'm pretty sure it's meant for ceiling insulation. But it's nice. Resin peels right off it. But yeah, since those bubbles do cause little divots, that's why I'm taking a little bit more time to try to lay the tape down without too many big bubbles. It doesn't have to be, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I definitely don't want like a bump in there, you know. And yeah, that should be it right there. Let's get this piece on. I'll go like that. And then this will get cleaned up. We'll probably grind this perfectly straight when I finally make the prototype. And when I'm finishing the prototype. Very cool. Then I'll just do one more piece of tape down this way, one more this way, just so I don't, just to be careful. And I'm not using any blue tape this time. It does peel off, resin does peel off a blue masking tape, but not nearly as good as it peels off of tuck tape. Not even close. It's given us an issue last time, so this time we're saying no masking tape. Maybe if it was a one-off part, it could be kind of slow. Ah! And you can be kind of sloppy with it, but we're not being sloppy today. We're at least doing better than we did before. Now we'll just put that right there. All right, we are pretty much ready to go. Now if you guys see, what's that? You guys want me to put one more piece of tape on there? Okay. Oh, I forgot. I didn't kill all these pieces of tape. I'll probably have some residue on the car now. Damn it. Is what it is. Okay. So I don't have too much fiberglass on me yet, so we're doing good. Here's a mock-up of the first prototype. Here's how it's out on the car. Very nice. See, fit pretty good, but not perfect. We did have to retape it to the car a couple times. It got a little sloppy. It was our first go around, and I know we're going to do a lot better this time. Have we selected a color? No, we're not doing black. We got green, yellow, blue, and red. The first person to say something in the comments, that's the color we're doing. Alright. When are you going to Arizona? Also, you're going to lose your mind when you see how many rust-free Hondas are rolling around. Yeah, I do. When I went to Florida a couple years back, and then even up in Arizona or up in Alaska, where they don't use the salt on the road, it's nuts, man. You really want to, don't go to Facebook Marketplace local when you're in those areas, because it's so much good stuff. It won't be seen anyway. Do you wax it to stop fiberglass from sticking to the tape? It's especially for resin. That's cool. Yeah. They do have a resin tape. I actually have some in my toolbox there. But yeah, they do have a couple other options. So this is a good product too. Part all paste wax. I think they actually sell this at the Composite Express. Works really well. So I could put a quick layer of wax on this too. That would help us out a little bit. That might not be a bad idea. Let's just do just so it releases really clean without even a chance of pulling any of this tape up. Let's do a layer of let's do a quick layer of wax, huh? I don't think it would hurt. Maybe we do a couple layers of wax. I don't think it would hurt at all. Oh, and actually, there is something I gotta do. I'll zoom you guys in on this part. This is gonna be kind of cool, actually. So, make sure I don't pull anything here. Go down a little bit. Point, point, point. Down you go. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So, got the corner of the fender here. I can reach my hand behind it. I gotta plug this hole. I gotta plug. And I can take it off this tripod. I have to plug this hole right here. I gotta somehow fill that gap. So let me put this right here. There we go. And then I'm gonna find something to put there. Maybe I can put tape and then some cardboard or something. Or maybe I could find a piece of plastic. Maybe we'll start with cardboard. Zoom out a little bit in the meantime. Alright. No, we're not using purple because there's no purple. Little red, little white, little blue action for light purple. No, you get to pick one color. Alright, let's see if we can make something here. You guys are literally watching some live crafting cars action here. Where is my Sharpie? Where'd you guys put my Sharpie, damn it? I just had my Sharpie. Alright, here we go. I'm just going to trace this real quick. Let's go this one from here. There. Here's our little piece. It's going to sit right like that. Just like that. Maybe I'll even make, yeah, no, it's got to be at an angle. Just like that should be fine. I'm going to put tape on either side, and I think I might actually hot glue this in place. So I'll put the tape down first, and then I'll put the hot glue down. Then I'll zoom in with the camera and show you guys what I just did. Give you guys a little better look at what's going on here. So let the hot glue gun warm up. Put a little more tape up in that John. Tape here. Okay. I just gotta wait for the hot glue gun to heat up. Don't forget my sunglasses. Yeah, Lauren, I'll bring the sunglasses. I'm interested in the process. It's good, man. All right, don't forget, if you want to record anything in Arizona, your entire honeymoon is a business expense. Later, bro. All right, thanks for tuning in, Advanced. Yeah, it's not actually a bad idea. It's got to be kind of car related, though. So I'm waiting for the hot glue to heat up here. And then we are going to plug this gap. It's going to be a lot easier to make molds off this part, and it keeps the rocks from kicking up in there. Win-win for everybody. Alright, next time I do a stream, I won't start it with 1 hour of laying tape. I'll make sure the tape is laid beforehand. But, also in the last couple times I did the stream, they didn't really start picking up in views until like an hour in, so I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in so far. Plenty of tape in that hole there. There we go. Alright. Hot glue gun's warming up. Oh, it says, was the EK originally dark green? I see some on the fender. Mine was, hated it, LOL. Yes, it was. It was originally dark green. It was actually cypress green, metallic pearl. I don't want to disconnect the cable. Oh, shit. I don't want to disconnect the cable here. I'll have to show you guys a little later. Maybe you can see in the door jamb there. You see right here? It's cypress green metallic pearl. It's a pretty color when it's brand new. I mean, when it gets old, it's kind of faded, kind of ugly looking, but yeah, not a bad color. Not a bad color at all. I thought about, since like I went crazy with the wide body and the kit and everything, I thought it'd be kind of cool to go back to like the factory color again. Like, what if I resprayed it that cypress green metallic pearl while it was widened out and had the duckbill spoiler and, you know, carbon under the paint and everything and the side skirts, and then go back to the factory 96 to 98 taillights with the amber strip and stuff like that. Factory bumper just kind of widened a little bit. That'd be kind of a cool look. I only hated it because I sanded mine down to bare metal all over like an idiot. There was no need. Oh, yeah. Why you sand it down? I suppose you're probably still wondering it. All right. Here we go. We're about to plug this hole here. Use the hot glue because it should at least be strong enough for what we need right now. Have it like that. Or was it like that? No, it was like that. I gotta trim the tip off, just the tip here. Just like that. All right, let's see what we can do here. And hold. Ooh. All right. And there we go. Put a little bit more hot glue on there. Plug up that hole a little bit. But I think that should hold, guys. I'm going to put a little bit on the back of the cardboard just so it kind of stiffens up the cardboard. Because I'm going to put some tape over that cardboard. Just more tuck tape. You guys see what I did there? Some cardboard in there. I'm going to cover it in tuck tape. And that's going to kind of close up that hole. It's going to make it a lot easier to make a mold out of it. Or at least to pull a part off it. The cardboard might get damaged when we separate the mold, but it won't be the end of the world. It's sacrificial, as they call it. So let's see what we can do here. And there we go. Good enough for the girls I go out with, right, Lauren? A couple creases, but that's not bad. Not bad at all. Maybe I'll put one more piece down here. Have we decided on a color yet? I like the white, though. It's what I wanted. Should do the trick. Hopefully holds up. Sure, man. Yeah, hopefully that. Yeah, that should hold up. If not, it is what it is. But I think it'll hold up for the one part we gotta pull off of it. Once I get this part off of the car, then I won't need the car anymore. Or at least I shouldn't. That transition nice. There we go. Nice and smooth. I know, like all the Rocket Bunny kits and stuff, they have that. Yeah. Nice. That's a lot more solid than I was expecting. That's awesome. That's so cool. That's so sweet. All right, awesome. Okay, oh, we got some bubbles here. All right, let's get you guys back up on the tripod. Here comes the fun part. I think we're gonna do white. Or maybe we should, yeah, we're definitely, probably shouldn't do red because the tape is red and that'd be kind of whack. White would be cool. Yellow would be like McDonald's colors, so maybe not that. All right, blade. I'm just gonna make sure we don't have any like crazy, obnoxious bubbles anywhere. Everything looks pretty good. Got a little bubble here. I think we're gonna be A-okay. Cool. Let's bust out our. Oh, we could do a quick wax. Just one layer of quick wax. Whoa, wait, that's my line. Good enough for the girls. It's funny because my wife is in the chat right now. Purple. I'm not doing purple. I think I'm gonna do white. Or should I do green? I could try to make purple. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a shot. You have asked like 3 times and nobody's said anything else. Alright. Oh, we got 8 people in the chat. Why are you even mixing in pigment? Literally just mixing in pigment for fun, just so it looks cool and it's easier to see as I'm applying it on the car. It's not very important thing to do right now. Doing it literally just for the sole purpose of making it look cool. And honestly, with enough wax and PVA, I probably could have just pulled it right off the paint. But not gonna take that risk today. Just do a quick layer. Nothing crazy today. Let that set up for a little bit. Alright. Wax it up. Don't risk going off the paint. Yep, I've been screwed too many times trying that. Alright, yeah. I figured smart move, just don't go off the paint. Yeah. Alright, yeah, answer me this, grade.custom. So when people say they want 5 coats of release wax, I know Tim was like, oh, make sure you do 5 coats. Do they want 5, like, apply it, then buff it off, apply it, 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 buff it off? Or they just want you to apply it 5 times and then buff it off? Because it's like, technically, you're not really filling in any imperfections if it's already like a smooth surface. So I guess I don't really know why 5 would be necessary if you are taking it off every time. But yeah, if you can answer that, that'd be sweet. And this is the vinyl ester I'm using today. I think he provided a data sheet for mixing it up. here's the primer he was trying to sell me. Make a mold. No, I need that. Okay. And yeah, it's wax on, wipe off, wait 30 minutes and do it again. Master sounds like cancer. Alright, 5 cups for mold stuff only. That tape won't accept wax like a mold. Okay, good to know. Let me get this wax off, just buff it off real quick, and that'll be it for today. And that won't be it for today, but that's all I'm going to do as far as putting wax on the car. I figure the tape release is just fine, but maybe the wax is going to help just a little bit more. Just that little extra bit. Comes off without fighting me. Alright, we're looking pretty good. Now, did you get MEC 9 or did you get the Y25H? 95H stays open longer before it goes, but when it goes off, it goes off. Good to know. I got the MEC P9. Focus, please. That's what I got. If you could tell me the ratio I need for this, I got the Orca 555 and the MEC P9. I don't have a sheet that says the ratio, but I've got some measuring cups here, so if you know what the ratio is, please let me know. I don't have a scale. I just have the. Okay, a 32-ounce cup gets 15 cc. All right, let me get my measuring cups and see if we can figure something out here. Oh, I got them right here. Why didn't you say something? All right, so these go up. Oh, cool. I got CC on here too. Awesome. All right, so this only goes up to 8 ounces. So if 32 ounce, you do 15 cc. Does that mean if I did 8 ounce, I would do, or I don't want to do 8 ounce. If I did 5 ounce, I'd do about like 2 cc, 2.5 cc. Is it just, it's just half? So yeah, 5 ounce would be, okay, cc equals milliliter. Okay, sweet, yep. Okay, can we convert both of those numbers to milliliter, please? So, like how many cc would 5 ounces, how many cc would 5 ounces be? I guess I could start by at least pouring the resin. Maybe I'll do two batches of resin. Oh, I still got to cut the woven fiber. Let me show you guys that. Cobble fiber. It'll be fine if you're close. 5 ounce, I'd splash 3 cc. Okay, good to know. And Grey Duck Customs, maybe you can answer this for me. I've got some lightweight woven chop strand mat. No, I've got some lightweight chop strand and some lightweight woven. I plan on using a combination of the two today, starting with the chop strand just to get everything covered nice, and then maybe reinforce with a couple layers of woven over top. Only 2 layers at a time is what I'm going for today. 5 ounces, 147 milliliters. Sweet. Perfect. Thank you very much. Alright, here, let me step on it real quick. Okay, that's what we're starting out with. Josh, you've probably seen this a million times. This is a lot lighter weight than we did yesterday, so I'll hold these side by side for research purposes. Okay, so here's the two weights here. This is about half as dense as this. So that's what we used, I think on Thursday or maybe the day before, and I didn't like it. It's really strong, but I didn't like it. This should be a lot more conforming. You're gonna need more than 5 ounces for chopping. Yeah, I'm gonna mix up a couple of batches. My cups are only this big though. They only go up to 8 ounce, so I have to do a couple batches at once. If that's cool. Oh, check this out. Ah, look at that. I can use my first prototype fender as a stencil for my fiberglass. Oh my God. We're making big strides, guys. This is big stuff here. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Yeah, we can kind of test out how we're going to lay it. Yeah, hopefully that works out good. Perfect, huh? That's exciting. Oh, this is where I get my little suit on. So get ready for this, guys. Check this out, huh? Let's see, I already got a couple strands on me, but not nearly as bad as the other day. So this is anti-static too, so that should help. Should help a little bit. Oh, and let me plug the laptop back in. I don't need the hot glue gun anymore, so we can unplug that. Bitch. That would have sucked if my laptop would have died in the middle of this. Right before I put on this awesome suit for you guys. Pretty exciting stuff. You guys thought I was going to take my shoes off. You're crazy. I'm actually going to put it over my heels a little bit if I can. Keep the fiberglass from getting in my socks. It loves to stick to your socks, and it loves to kind of hang around your ankles. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. I don't think I'll be able to keep around my ankles. Too tall. This is what it's all about, guys. This is what it's all about. Show me your PPE. I'm ready to work. Oh man. This is not very breathable. I know I'm going to get sweaty. And I'm a little tall for it. I think I got the extra large. I'm getting into extra large biggie category. All right, let's go ahead and pan this down so you guys see me cut the glass. General rule of chop mat is wait it out and then you double the resin. With cloths, you do a 1-to-1 ratio. Oh, weird. I didn't know that. So you do different ratios depending on the depending on what you're applying it to. So 147 milliliter. Okay. You're gonna be dangerous if you hang out with me for too long. That's the goal. So I'm trying to get dangerous. I want people to look at me and be like, "Oh yeah, that guy gets itchy on the weekends. That guy knows what it's like to pull slivers out of his skin with duct tape." I'm gonna move it to the corner for maximum material saving. Cut a slight arc out here. Oh my god, and Tim had this electric shears when he cut his. Oh my god, was that cool. I want electric shears. Alright, this should hopefully do the job. You can always add more. This should do it. I might kind of... yeah, hopefully this works just fine. It's pretty formable stuff. Alright. Last time what I did is I taped it. Kind of taped it up in place, and then I just kind of let it fold down. I'll do the same thing today. Cut the pieces first here. I'll DM you the shears to buy. The ones Express sells aren't great. Okay. Anyone else like the smell of thinners? Oh. You're gonna be, yeah. I can feel a piece of fiberglass on my face right now. I'll wipe that off. Yeah, we got 8 people in the chat. If all 8 people told their mom to get on, we'd have 16 people in the chat. 8 of them being moms. Could you imagine how cool that would be? There's a body line right about here that that's where I'm trying to go to here. Anyway. I might have to cut a slightly bigger piece. Or maybe I might have to go slightly bigger. We'll see. Maybe not, but we might. Yeah, just to be safe, I think I'm gonna go slightly bigger. I'll save this piece for reinforcement though. I'll just tape it to the wall for now. I forgot you gotta kind of make up for the curves and stuff. It takes up a lot of space. So I'll go like this. While I'm cutting this, if anyone can find out a nice ratio for me for 5 ounces, Gray Duck, you seem to know what you're talking about. If you can find out a nice ratio, 5 ounces of resin to how much hardener I need, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll just bust out the calculator myself. No big deal. Yeah, we'll use a little bit bigger piece. We'll trim as we go. I'm a simp for Hondas. That's why I'm here. Just love Civics. They look like BMWs and itchy entrepreneurs. I'm the itchiest entrepreneur you've ever met. All right. All the simps are watching girl channels. It's a tough gig, dude. Yep. Nothing but hard dudes, and they're rock hard on my stream. You know what I'm saying? Alright, clear the air out of here. Stop getting messy. Do well. Oh yeah, white's also not that great of a color too, because it's like the material's white. Maybe purple is gonna be the move. Alright, so let's show what we're mixing up here. Cut this out. What? Is that shit volatile? Oh, I don't know. Give it a quick shake. Oh, thank you. I'll give it a quick shake before I cut it up. Not a bad idea. All right. It says cut this out, but it's not like it's that thin where you could just kind of slice it with a razor. Oh yeah, that smells like resin. You know, it smells like the good stuff. There you go. It smells like what my neighbor's using over there. It smells exactly like that. All right. So I'm going to pour out 147, about 150 milliliter. All right. Okay, 150 millimeter, we'll do two of these. Two of these. You guys see me all right? Sweet. Whoa, it's bloopy. Bloop, 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 bloop. Perfect. All right, so we got two at 150 milliliters. Wipe that shit up. So at 150 milliliter, okay, get 4 cups ready. Sweet. I do have a respirator. Okay, I'll get 4 cups ready. At 150 milliliter, how much hardener or how much catalyst do you guys think I'll need? Give it to me in milliliters, please. Oh, and you're right. Maybe I'll get that. Maybe I'll get the woven stuff ready too. If I want to do 2 layers, I'll definitely want the 2. Definitely want 4 cups going. All right, another 150 mil. 150 mil. Making a mess over here. Composites are so messy. You try to be clean, but this shit still gets everywhere. Alright, we got 4 cups, 150 milliliter. What's my shop temp? You got plenty. Oh, one of those caps on the small mech is 5 cc. Is that all you think I'll need is 5 cc? I suppose it's about. So if I got 5 milliliters, about half of that be like 2.5. So I need about 2.5 cc. So yeah, it is just going to be a little splash, isn't it? I think it's going to be around 2.5 cc. Yeah, okay. So I'll just put 5 cc in to make up for anything sticking to the side of the cap. I think that'll be just fine. So 5 cc. I'm going to cut out one more layer of fiberglass. This layer is going to be of the woven twill 2x2. So we'll roll up the other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, okay, we'll get the other stuff rolled up. This is kind of fun, ain't it? Learning something new here. That rolled up. New roll. Oh yeah. This stuff is beautiful. So nice. So nice. This is his 2x2. He says this is like the most form-fitting stuff, the best conforming stuff he's got. So I'm very excited to use it. Oh, you know what? I should have taped the edges before cutting it because this is exactly like carbon fiber, but I'll do that next time. All right. All right, one of those caps in small 5cc with your shop temp somewhere around 60, 65 degrees in here. Is that the cloth fiberglass? So yeah, the stuff I have over is the woven fiberglass. It's the twill 2x2, very flexible stuff. Just like your basic kind of carbon fiber material. If you want the wet chop out in one shot, you won't need the extra resin for the cloth. It'll soak up the extra. Straight up, huh? If you wet the chop out in one shot, you won't need the extra resin for the cloth. Soak up the extra. All right, if you say so. Guess I'll mix up a extra batch for the cloth if I need it. Guess for now, yeah, I'll start with 2. And then we'll add a little bit of dye to each one of them too for extra fun here. So that's 5 going into that one. Done. We'll leave these 2 off to the side, just in case we're going to use them just like Grey Duck says. Or Josh. So it's 5 in each of them. And then we're going to use... Let's see, we got blue here. Maybe we'll just do blue. That sounds good. I don't know how many drops I need. I just kind of guess when I'm using the pigment. That looks about right. Say it's highly concentrated, so let's get this shit mixed up. Oh yeah, look at that. Turn blue right away. That's sweet. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do blue today, Ethan. Pigment is fun and clear. Yeah, it's very cool. Now this resin's not like exactly clear, but it still did a pretty good job tinting it that color. So, like I said, that Bondo shit I've used in the past, the Bondo polyurethane resin. That's like a really gross yellow, and the black pigment worked really good in that. So yeah, this looks pretty good. Mix this one up. And I'm very excited for this wet out today. It should be a good one. And I think we mixed a good amount of pigment, so I don't think I'm going to need to add any more. Very cool. Very, very cool. Get resin on everything as fast as you can, then let it soak a few minutes before you roll it out. The chop has binders that take a second to dissolve. Good to know. Good to know. God, that guy knows his shit, huh? All right. This one mixed up. Really making sure to scrape the bottoms and the sides here. Get as much resin on everything as fast as you can. Then let it soak a few minutes before you roll it out. All right, you got it, brother. Just mix this for a little bit longer. It's like I don't want to waste time, but at the same time I want to get a good mix, you know what I'm saying? I don't need my KKK hood anymore. Crafting Cars Customs. Alright, let's fucking do this. You got one shot, one opportunity. And seize everything you ever wanted. Would you capture it? Or just let it slip away? Here we go. Oh yeah. And we're soaking this, John. Now I'm not doing the whole fender, I'm just doing from this body line here down, so if it's like, hey, you're missing a spot, trust me, I'm not. Oh, shit's drippy. It's probably good. Rather have too much resin than too little resin, am I right? Am I right, Josh? I just like saying that. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Try to work a little faster here. Yeah, you're right. I'm going to use a good amount here. All right, that should be complete coverage. You guys getting excited over there? So how long is plenty of time there, Josh? I got like 10 minutes. Let's see. I probably should put more shit over here. Let's see. Got that piece of cardboard? Yeah, let's go ahead and put this piece of cardboard over here. I know it'll kick off harder in the. It'll kick off faster in the cup, just sitting there. Let's go ahead and bring this on down. Oh, yep, and get that bottom part. Actually, I might just rip some strands for that piece. I just rip a couple of these for that piece there at the bottom. Just keep those on deck. Keep a couple strands on deck. Let's do this thing. And I'm going to start in the middle and just work my way out. You're going to use the same brush throughout? Will the wax contaminate or will it be fine? I should have gotten all the wax off. Yeah, should have gotten all the wax off. Waiting for the part where it gets itchy. I'm a level 11 on a scale of 10 when it gets the composite. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, good to know. Beautiful, huh? That's so pretty. And yeah, I'm just working on getting the resin on everything as fast as I can, just like Josh says. And I'm going to worry about the bubbles later. Although I want to get them all out right now. Best just be patient. Patience, patience, patience. The name of the game. But you also got to be kind of fast. It's a little bit of both. And the resin does get a little stickier as you go, so that can actually help you out a bit. Very cool. Everything looking cool. That's sweet, man. I love this stuff. And the blue is awesome. Very pretty. Very pretty, just like my wife. Oh my gosh. Josh, this stuff is, oh my goodness, this stuff is way better than what I was using before. Brother. Oh yeah, I'm going through it. I'm going to be done with this cup pretty soon here. Hopefully I can work these bubbles out later. Sure I can, this stuff is light enough. Creases out of here. Oh God, check the technique, Josh. What do you think about that, huh? Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, this is sweet. Okay, you're right. I gotta get it everywhere else. That's what I'm fucking talking about. This is nice. And Ethan, since we're laying the blue over the red, we're kind of getting the purple, right? God, this conforms so much better than that heavier weight chop strand. Now, shout out my boy Tim. Shout out our boy Josh. This is a good time. I'm glad you guys are here for this. This is sweet. A good stretch there. Hell yeah, guys. Hell to the yeah. Yeah, all it takes is just like a little bit soaking in that resin and this stuff. It's really easy to form. I might do a couple, maybe I gotta do, oh, look at that. You stick, damn it. There we go. And that's pretty much the first cup there. All right, switching to the second cup now. Oh yeah, yeah, that is so satisfying. So nice. Really making sure we get this edge here. Oh, I got some dripping on me, but that's okay because we got our PPE on, so we're not worried about that, are we? No, we are not. Oh yeah, and with this chopped strand being as light as it is, it's really easy to see this dividing line here. And we're soaking it up, man. Get all that resin in there. This is just a prototype. We are not concerned about excess weight this time around. Hell yeah, dude. You guys hyped right now? Never done composites, just some resin grind. Yeah. Water on the brush is on fine. Doesn't matter as long as whatever. The fuck out of it helps there, bro. Josh, how do we feel about pour and schmear? Yeah, Bondo brand sucks, man. Dude, this is so nice compared to that Bondo brand. And I was like, Bondo brand resin and Amazon spec chop strand and Amazon spec woven. Just the worst of the worst. Dude, this is so nice. This is so nice. Fuck. And you're right, it's like the longer I wait, the easier it gets to, like you said, the fibers kind of break down a little bit more. Wow. I'm very impressed. Ugh. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to do a little tear down here. It's all right. Actually, would not be a bad idea to do a relief cut right underneath, right to the corner of that fender. Do a relief cut right where we made that little patch panel. Remember that, dudes? Remember the patch panel we made? All right, let's get that patch panel covered up. Dab, dab, dab. We're defying gravity with this panel here. Oh, but it's sticking just like we want it to. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Oh, I got some resin on my skin. Hell no. Let's get that wiped up. Ugh. Getting a little messy over here, but that's okay. We still out here doing it, that's for sure. It doesn't seem to be gelling up. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Let's cut this off. The extra weight's not helping us at all. And I'm going to cut a chunk here. And whoop. Gonna do a little tear here. That gives us a nice kind of soft edge, and it'll be perfect for a little patch right here. We got a little bald spot we got to cover up. Story of my life, am I right, guys? Yeah, get that nice in there. Hell yeah. And I'm going to go ahead and cut along that arch, because as you can see, the arch is kind of, the excess weight hanging off that kind of wants to fuck me up here. Will not be having that. Do not deform my resin, please. There we go. Very nice. We're doing good, Josh. Doing really good. Probably bust out the roller pretty soon here. But to be honest, I'm very, very happy with the results so far. You stay. Stay, stay, stay. Wow. Big cut right here. Oh, it smells like resin in here, that's for sure. It smells like resin. Yo, where that resin landed on my skin kind of burns. It kind of burns a little bit, guys. More excess over here. Oops. All right. What do you think, Josh? I'm thinking about rolling it out quick, and then maybe wait till it gets to the green stage, and then, or maybe not even then, just do a quick rollout, wet it out one more time with what I got left in that cup, and throw on the woven. I see shit. Glad I'm not the one doing it. Yeah, I'm sure if I got better, it'd get better. I'll cut the X off quick so it doesn't fall off or pull apart accidentally. Cool. Yeah, pouring brush is fine. Doesn't matter. Okay. Cut excess off quick so it doesn't fall off or pull apart accidentally. Thank you so much. Okay, yep, so cut the excess off quick. So I'm good there. I went past the body line. Body line's right here. I went out to here. So all this is not really bothering me anymore. Looks like we're pretty wet out all the way across. I'm getting some, yes. Oh, not even, it looks like it's lifting on the edge, but we're actually good. What do you think, Josh? Am I good to put a quick wet layer on and toss the woven on? Because I kind of want to toss the woven stuff on. It's looking at me. I think, okay, yeah. Quick roll, wet it out, I'll toss the woven on. But yeah, we're looking pretty damn good here. And thank you guys for all the support, and thank you, Josh, for all the helpful tips along the way today. It saved me a bunch of headache. And yeah, thank you, Tim, Composite Express. Oh, so we got a little dry spot there too. There's really not much bubbles to roll out. There might be some micro ones, but overall we're doing pretty good here, guys. That edge. Doing pretty good. Alright, what do you think, Josh? We're putting on another layer? I just slammed the woven now. Roll it out all at once. Amen, brother. Let's do it. Yeah. Should I put a little bit more on? Maybe I'll just glue a tiny bit on. Yeah, let's do it. Just do a tiny, quick little gloop over. And then we'll slam on the woven. Oh yeah, I can see it might be getting a little thicker, so let's do this. Let's do this. Should be good. That should be fine. Whoop! Oh, my bad. There we go. Stuff's definitely a little heavier. All right. On goes the woven. I think we're gonna need a new set of gloves. Mine are getting sticky as hell, which means I better roll this shit out. That 3/4 ounce mat, almost. Oh, that 3/4 ounce almost self-air releases. Good to know. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Hard to get your hands in the gloves when they're all sweaty. We got this. Oh yeah, it's applying itself right now as we put our gloves on. All right, here we go. Complete coverage first, and then we'll worry about making it pretty. But yeah, this stuff it just basically just looks like white carbon fiber weave. It's just your classic 2x2 pattern. Oh my, brother. Josh, this shit looks good as hell. That's sweet, look at that. Oh my gosh. I get it in the general shape. And I know I need to make a... Yeah, I might not even have to make a relief cut here, guys. It forms that well, where I don't even think I have to make a relief cut for this gnarly bend. That is insane. Oh, and the resin just bleeds right through this like nobody's business. This is really cool. Here's the body line right there. I'm just going to go right to that. No messing around. No messing around in any wasted space. Go right to the good stuff. Wow, that's incredible. But you're right. Let's cut off some excess because this stuff is heavy. This stuff is very heavy compared to the chop strands. My poor scissors. Let's give that a quick wipe. I can tell we're running short on time, so we gotta work fast now, brothers. We gotta work fast. It's getting a little bit more viscous on us. But what a cool pattern. Oops, that was a bit much. And don't forget, we got 2 more cups. Let me just make sure we got all the important stuff done here. Sorry guys, I'm locked in right now trying to get complete coverage here. Looking pretty good. I think I'm ready to use the roller on this stuff now. A little more schmutz I can lay on there. Overall, we're looking pretty good. It doesn't release the air as good as the chop strand, but it still does a pretty damn good job. Might be a little too much weight right there. Oh yeah, we're glooped up now. All right, I'll do a quick roll if we can. There we go. Quick roll, get some of those kind of waves out of there. Try to evenly distribute the resin a little bit more, but we're looking pretty good, guys. Pretty damn good. Then I might have to tape that piece up a little bit. I'm gonna grab some masking tape quick. This bottom piece it's got to defy gravity a little bit, so just to make sure it doesn't fall, I'm gonna tape it up once like that. Should be good. So there we go. That is 2 layers. Get a little OCD with it. I should probably stop touching it. So that's 2 layers. That's 1 layer of the 2x2 Alright. Looks just like carbon fiber without the carbon, yeah. Pro tip, double glove to start. Oh, not a bad deal. Looks like a piece of Apollo 13. Yeah, it kind of does. You're doing great. This is fun to watch. I can hear the excitement in your voice. Oh, this honestly doesn't look too difficult, but I'm sure materials were expensive. Yeah. This is probably, like, just this piece alone is maybe like 70 bucks in materials. You can do it cheaper. I was definitely doing it cheaper the other day. But yeah, I can definitely get up there. Definitely get up there. Yeah, Josh is right though. The excess material will try to fuck up your vibe. It's important you don't let it do that. Yeah, just this alone, it's gonna be a way better prototype than or way better plug at least than the first one. Okay, here's a good look at that carbon. It's really cool. So what's the time? 7:20. And I'll probably even add, I don't know, with how nice this went on. Yeah, that's sweet. I know it'll make it harder to cut later. I mentioned that in the previous videos. But it's almost tempting to just like wait till this gets to the green stage, which is just a little bit of tack to it, and maybe put on 1 more layer. I mean, I got two batches mixed up right here, so, or they're not mixed, but I got two cups ready to go. I didn't end up using that much. There's like a couple, got a couple pieces of brush needles in there. They like to fall out sometimes. The little bristles like to fall out sometimes. But yeah, this is pretty sweet, guys. Maybe I should, I'll get some rags with some acetone and see if I can clean up my scissors. I think that will work pretty good. So I think twill is the pattern of the weave. Yeah, let me see here. So the twill is 8.5 ounce twill weave, chop strand mat, 3/4 ounce per foot. That's all I got. I think twill is the way it's woven. So I think they have twill, they have bidirectional, omnidirectional, which is all over the place. But yeah, twill is the way it's woven, similar to like carbon fiber. Like that piece I showed you earlier, that was twill as well. And let me go get some acetone and some rags, and I think that'll take care of the resin. I'm pretty sure that's what my friend Ethan suggested was acetone for resin cleanup. We'll give it a shot and see if it works pretty good for cleaning off my gloves and my tools here. Cool lingo. Yeah, it's the coolest lingo around. Alright, let's see how this goes. Oh, you're right, Ethan. So yeah, cleaning up that resin with the acetone works really well. course, it's just as stinky. It smells just as bad. But I don't really care about my gloves. I just really care about my scissors here. Might have to change gloves one more time. Josh, I should have triple gloved it. Yep. What a mess we made though, huh? Take that shit out. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in. H-Series Hoonigan 1997. Yeah, more carbon fiber is coming tomorrow. Tomorrow will be, I might even lay one more layer of woven on tonight, and then letting it hard and snapping it off to be nice. Yeah, that is nice sometimes. Yeah, I'll let it kind of get real tacky, pretty much 3/4 of the way done. Actually, I don't know how long this stuff takes to set up. I wouldn't say the fabric is stable quite yet. So what do you guys think? That wasn't too bad, huh? There's definitely more ways I can speed up the process. You did fantastic. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, that went pretty smooth. I couldn't have done it without you guys. That's for sure. That is for sure. And like I said, this is just a prototype that I'm going to finish up to make really nice. That'll eventually turn into our go-to plug that we're going to make our molds off of. And then we're going to take our molds, mirror those, and hopefully we could bust these out real fast. So then it's just a quick, I don't know if I want to get into the world of vacuum infusion or if I want to keep just doing hand layups, but Tim at Express Composites is like, don't even bother with the infusion, especially starting out. So I still have plenty to learn in the wet layup space, so I'm going to make sure I master this before I move on to infusion or anything like that. I'll definitely try vacuum bagging though, for sure. Looks good. Yeah, thanks, dudes. Thanks, brothers. Yeah, it turned out all right. There's a couple spots where like I get like tiny bit of air, but not much. It's right there. Little bubble there, but it's so sticky right now. I'll just do more damage by messing with it. And then yeah, we got that bottom piece to stick perfectly, so I'm very happy with that. So a question for Josh. So I know it's similar to the paint world. Usually there's like a recoat time, like a recoat window, where like, all right, once I lay it down and it kicks off, how long after that do I have to put on a new coat? Say I come back tomorrow and it's rock solid, fully cured. I would have to scuff that with like a 40, 60, 80 grit before I laid on another coat of resin. Is that correct? Yeah, infusion is more money and a learning cliff. Not even a learning curve, it's a learning cliff. Now my suit held up pretty good. I'll probably wait till later on today. Okay, 24-hour if you're, okay. With polymer and vinyl ester, you can recoat within 12 hours, no scuff. 24 hours if you're feeling frisky. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I'm gonna shoot, I don't think I want to do 24 hour. I try to shoot for 12 hour. I might be able to come back tomorrow morning. Let's see, what time is it? Let's get close to 8 o'clock. Okay, so it's 7:30. 12 hours, it'll be 7:30 in the morning, 7:30 a.m. I only ever had luck with second layers. I've only ever had bad luck with second layers. That's because I'm doing big, thick, clear cast. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll try to come back and do it first thing tomorrow morning. Otherwise, if I do have to give it a quick scuff, it's not the end of the world. What I'm not going to do this time, though, and I made this mistake last time, is just doing one layer or 2 layers. This was supposed to be 2 layers, and pulling it off the car. I want to make sure this thing is like damn near rock solid before I go ahead and pull it off. It can have a little flex, but not much, because I basically want to be able to turn this into a mold, and I want it to be able to pretty much hold its shape. So I might put, like, it could be 2 more layers on this thing, and that would actually help smooth out the curves a little bit more too. So I might put 2 more layers of woven on there. I could do another layer of chopped strand, but it doesn't conform. Well, it conforms nice, but it doesn't. It's not as uniform. It doesn't give me that uniform finish that I'm looking for. You know what I'm saying? But that was sweet. I mean, I learned a lot today with you guys, so that was really cool. And you guys make it a lot easier to kind of do this. It's like having someone to hang out with, you know. Only you don't have to feed them. So yeah, this wasn't bad for our first one. I know the second one's going to be really cool. I could have put more blue in there, I guess. I could have mixed in for more blue for sure. Yeah, you'll need 6 to 8 layers for it to rock out still. Okay. So what you're saying is we'll be back tomorrow with more layers. I wonder, how long does this stuff take to kick off? Like, would you say where it's safe to put on another layer? I could come back later on tonight, but I'd rather just, yeah, I don't know. I'd rather just get it done maybe early in the morning. Not a morning person, but yeah, for this maybe. We got 2 layers right now. And I'll take these off. I'll get these ready. These are still at 150. I didn't put any hardener in these, so I'm just gonna tape off the tops of those so they don't off gas while I'm not in here. So they're ready for us tomorrow. Yeah, it looks like we had no problem with the cure though. It kicked off just fine. I watched it turn into jelly in the cup. So yeah, that was kind of a funny story. There was one time I used this surfboard resin. I think Resin Research makes it. It's the Quick Kick epoxy. My brother-in-law recommended to me because he heard I was getting into this stuff. This was maybe like 2 or 3 years ago when I made some simple wet laid carbon fender flares for the Civic. Just really simple, just basic, you know, like the ones you could buy on Amazon kind of deal. And that stuff, if you let it in a cup like this, if you let it kick off in a cup like this, it would actually melt the cup. It got that hot because of the thermo, I forgot what it's called. It's thermo something. There's a name for it. Epoxy is a different animal. It starts fires. Yeah, okay, so you've seen that too. I've had it straight up smoking out of the cup. When I was doing my first wide body mock-ups before I started to do steel, or before I decided to go the steel route, because epoxy was kind of pissing me off first time around, I decided when the cups got hot, I went outside and I couldn't throw them in the trash because what if I started my trash on fire? So I'd go out and I'd stick them in a snowbank, and then they would just melt all the way down to the bottom of the snowbank. There'd just be steam coming out. And then I'd find them the next day to be rock solid. And it's the thing with epoxy is the thicker you pour it, the hotter it gets. I need 350 to 360. Whoa, I read 350 to 360 in a cup after an infusion. Damn. So, Josh, are you doing car parts, or what are you making? Are you making car parts for yourself, or are you doing other stuff? Are you making car parts for other people, like one-off stuff? And do you have any production parts that you sell that I might be interested in purchasing? And when are you going to put a J-series in the back of that hot rod? Boy, does it fucking stink in here. Smells like success, though. I'd say today was a pretty damn good day. That's what happens when you're prepared for the day. Today was awesome. Totally kick ass. I'm just gonna leave the steel here. Start. Oh. Yeah, dude, this is getting hot. Damn, yeah, this is getting hot right here. This is starting to get pretty hot. Okay, yeah, I make molds, parts, one-offs, all kinds of stuff. Did you see the car this year? It's H22 on Haltech. Nice. I only went to a couple shows this year. I don't know if I saw it. Yeah, dude, this is getting just this little bit. It's maybe an ounce is getting almost too hot to touch. Damn near, if I didn't have gloves on, I don't know if I'd want to touch it. It's that hot. That's crazy. How about this one? This one, not so much. I don't have that much in here. That's crazy. That's hot as hell. Yeah, what a cool day, though. All the garbage on this piece of cardboard. And it's probably some acetone on this rag and use it to rinse out my roller. You got any advice on how to clean a roller really good? Alright, did you see the car? I missed most of the shows. I did go to the Honda meet in Ohio. That was oh fuck, that would have been cool to see. You should go to the West Michigan Honda meet. I think they just call it Honda meet. It'd be cool to see that thing on a track. That'd be sweet. Acetone roller. Yep, that's what I ended up using. Seemed to work pretty damn good. All right. Oh, let me throw this away here. All right, guys, I think that's where I'm going to wrap it up for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I keep a gallon metal bucket with some in the bottom of the wash roads. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to be putting on a couple more layers, so you won't have to watch me tape for an hour. I probably only have to... I need more NSX content. It's coming. It's coming. Let me... yeah, catch you guys later. Let's see. I've already recorded some stuff for the NSX. I fixed the windows on there, so that works. I got the interior support bars zinc coated, and that's in there. And then I've got the K24 over here. I'll wheel the K24 over for you, show you what we're working with. I want to release that video soon, but I'm waiting on spark plugs from the customer that were supposed to be here like 2 weeks ago. I don't know, no sign of them showing up, so maybe I'll just get a spare set of spark plugs, toss them in there. Yeah, let me roll over this K24 for you. I think you're gonna like it. So here's the heart of the NSX right here. Take a good hard look. Pretty freaking sweet. And that's all I'm going to show you for today. So hopefully, maybe I'll toss a set of plugs in there. I got a couple more pieces to test fit, and that's going to be like a 30-minute video of straight K24 rebuild action. So stay tuned for that one. Yeah, I got to go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. See you next time. Bye-bye. Goodbye. I actually have to hit the button on the computer to shut off the stream.